I know a lot of you guys are brand new riders and you want to take your motorcycle out into the mountains and have some fun with your friends. But this right here is exactly what happens if you're not paying attention and riding your own ride. So we're going to be going over what happened during this video and then hopefully use that information to prevent something like this for you. Before we jump into this after action review, I want to say thank you to everybody that has sponsored my ride over here at the Distinguished Gentleman's Ride at the end of this month. We are so close to being #1 in the world. Right now, I believe we're in 5th in the world, so that's absolutely amazing. We're raising money for men's mental health and physical health, so like prostate cancer research, testicular cancer research, and then the depression, anxieties, and suicide prevention. This is very near and dear to my heart, and I absolutely love this charity. So guys, if you would like to support this and sponsor me, please click the link in the description and the first comment and donate anything, $2, $3, $5, whatever it is you can do, because it's all going to charity. All right, so let's go ahead and jump into this. And right away, what we have here is we have two people riding in the mountains, having a ton of fun. And that is something that typically happens when you're out there riding with your friends, right? So what we have here, though, is 88 miles per hour. Okay, a little too fast for the area. Okay? Because remember, we always have to ride within what the area is presenting to us. So right here, what we can see is 88 miles an hour, a good speed or the right speed for the area. We have a solid yellow line, so that means we have oncoming traffic coming ahead. We can actually see the traffic right there coming up. We also don't really have escape paths outside of this Vista Point thing right here. No real shoulders, so that's going to be a big problem. So if you ever have to escape anywhere going left or right, you pretty much can't do that with this speed and with the available area that you have. So we have to plan our rides, guys. We need to position ourselves for safety. We need to locate specific hazards or any type of hazards that could be coming up. We also need to adapt to those hazards. So all that means is just kind of moving over just a little bit in our lane position. And if something really does come out at us that is an actual threat to our lives, we need to navigate that, okay? So I talk about the plan method in a previous video. You might want to check that out. I'm out riding around, and I'm actually explaining how to use the plan method while showing you what I look for. So right here, what we have is during the original video, this motorcyclist right here, it's a little bit of a blur because we're going so fast, actually told them to slow down because he actually came from the area where the construction is. So also look at a lot of those clues. You know, motorcyclists are trying to help each other out. So if you see somebody like, you know, patting down the air, that means, hey, slow down, because there's either a cop or a dangerous area out there. So negative consequences, illegal consequences, all those different things you got to watch out for. So we're coming up. Now, this is what I'm talking about when it comes to too much speed for the area, because we're in the mountains. We don't have a real shoulder. We have a blind turn right here because of the mountains blocking our line of sight. These are all things I talk about on the live streams. But the thing is, we need to navigate this as best as possible. Okay, when I talked about the plan method, this right here is a hazardous situation that could be a threat, because cornering and intersections are extremely deadly for motorcyclists. So I choose to treat this as a threat. So I can't see around this corner, so I'm going to modulate my speed, maybe go a little bit slower, just like if I'm in a haunted house. I'm not running past corners. I'm kind of creeping around and getting a little scared, but still creeping around, making sure nothing's around there, and then I'm going to go ahead and go. Treat these corners just like that. You don't know what's around the corner, so you're going to slow it down until you can see around the corner. Then go ahead and have some fun and get your ass out of there, okay? The clown's chasing you with a chainsaw. So right here, what we have is a flagman, or a flag person or construction worker that is basically going to say, stop. Now, that's a sign, okay? So we also talk about, you know, adapting to the hazards or adapting to the situation. Well, we see signage right here. It could be chevrons. It could be, be the construction orange signs, it could be the speed limit signs, it could be the whatever it is. But the thing is, go ahead and take a look at them real quick. Now, is that something that I need to worry about, or is that something I need to worry about? Sometimes it's not. But this right here, the fact that it's orange, that means it's a construction zone. And I'm going to tell you right now, motorcycles don't do that great in construction zones. You pop a tire or you hit some uneven gravel or whatever it is, it's not good for a motorcycle. So right there, I'm immediately telling my buddy on my Cardo Pack Talk Bold to slow it down. Okay, slow it down. Hey, we got a construction zone coming up. Okay. Also, by the way, Cardo's sponsored this channel, so I have to tell you guys that. But anyways, right here it says be prepared to stop on that sign. Guys, come on. There's too many signage, too many warning signs going on here to really not see them. Okay, we were going 60 miles per hour still right here. I don't know what the speed limit is, but I don't think 60 is a really good speed limit for this part. So right here, we're coming up, and right there, we have cars stacked up. Now, when we are going 57 miles per hour, this is the moment we can perceive and then start to react and then start to do our braking distance, which equals total stopping distance. Okay, so perception's about a second, reaction's about a second, and then you have however long it takes for you to brake to equal total stopping distance. So when we talk about going into more of an orange stage around corners that are blind like that, what that means is that when we go from yellow stage, which we're zoned in, completely aware, but paying attention, looking for hazards, we jump into orange stage when we figure out there is a hazard, which is a blind turn or anything that might, make you a little paranoid. So what you're doing in orange stage is you're actually reducing your reaction and perception time by reaching for those primary controls, mainly the front brake and clutch, and getting ready with a little bit with that rear brake, just in case something happens, so that you remove that 1 to 2 seconds of your total stopping distance. That time can buy you a lot of things. You can make it to where you can find an escape path, or you just basically stop like you're supposed to. So right here, we're going about 54 miles an hour. This is when he starts to straighten up the bike. You can see that he has his right hand on the front brake, so he's going to try to stop. This is not enough total stopping distance, so he has to find an escape path while trying to slow down as best as possible. So he's trying to find one, and this is the one he chose. Okay, it might not be the best one, but it might be the only one that he was able to do. But remember, we're trying to prevent the accident, so be hyper aware, do all these things prior. But right now, we're having to do something, which is red stage, hopefully not brown stage, where you panic and just dump the bike or go off the cliff. You actually use some type of evasive maneuvers, finding an escape path. So he finds one, and now he's off-road, and this is the part where it could easily just be a loss of traction issue, where he's going to dump the bike and then fall over and crash. So that's why you need to wear full protective gear. Okay, part of being a smart rider is actually acquiring and utilizing full PPE, personal protective equipment. So he's going to be moving forward a little bit more, and now that he's on asphalt, this is where you just need to stop. Obviously, there's a flag guy right there, and it's a construction work, and you should stop because we have oncoming traffic coming this way. But here's the thing. As soon as you get on asphalt, as soon as you get on something that's going to go ahead and give you some traction, that's when you straighten everything up and apply some brake pressure. You didn't want to do that when you're on the gravel because you're going to dump the bike. But now that we're on asphalt, go ahead and give it more and more progressive brake pressure. Get ready to stop, get ready to stop. And at the end of the day, you can just turn around and get in line. So the things that I want you to take away from this is that you're going to be having a lot of fun out there with your friends. Okay, you guys are going to be talking to each other on your cardos. You're going to be doing a lot of cool things. And the thing is, ego, and then nothing's happening to us, nothing bad's happening to us, all this complacency, all these different things are going to make it to where you and your buddy are going to ride faster than probably what is available to you out in the environment. Now, your skill might be up. Your skill might be able to handle all that stuff, but the thing is, the environment, the road, the road hazards, debris on the road, all these different time of day could even play as a factor in a close call or crash. All those things can change, and you have to modulate your skill to that to make it to where you're going to have a safe ride. Now, if it's a perfect day, perfect everything, the track, if you're out on a track, everything is golden, go ahead and push your limits. But, if it's raining, if it's snowing, if there's a bunch of construction, a bunch of gravel, it doesn't matter if your skill level is extremely high. You can't utilize it. So, guys, make sure you are riding to your ability. Make sure you guys are riding to the environment's ability, and make sure that you kind of slow it down, honestly, in a lot of blind turns like this. Okay? With that said, hope you guys ride safe, be safe, and I'll be seeing you around.